we want to know whether this cycle is showing difference in price fluctuation compared to 2017. Yes, zoomed out like this, it will be hard to analyze the price fluctuation and patterns. So, we will get closer to this and check out what we can understand from these charts. Now, these charts actually shows us some indicators, patterns, fluctuation, and we'll actually go through each of them and try to discuss them one by one so that we get to understand what are the probabilities which is coming ahead. This is the current scenario. The price is bouncing. As you can see, price is actually making a pattern which is similar to that of this here, and we are actually breaking to the upside here. Now what we have to see is whether we are going to consolidate like this or go to the upside from here. Now this one is at least as we expected previously. Now, I'm not making this up. If you look at the previous video titled price fluctuation buy signal, I've actually shown this there. See, for example, this was the previous pattern as we highlighted here, and I was expecting something similar to happen here, and I talked about this in that video. Now yes, we got a lot of haters for this coming in the comment section and putting all the shits ahead, but anyway, by God's grace that turned out. Now here in this chart, as you can see, when this chart was prepared, it was not confirmed. I mean this bounce, because I just prepared this chart say around 2-3 hours back, but we were expecting a bounce here, and you can see that I'm not making this up, right? And this played out like this in 2017. So that was the reason why I was checking whether this is going to happen in a similar way here, and as of now we just showed you, right? The price is actually bouncing from that level, so it's changing. The possibility is that it's gonna repeat itself, or at least it's kind of rhyming itself. Now, this is a good point to start with for this bounce if it is actually coming like this. Now yes, when we actually discuss about the price pattern, how it turns out and how it was here in 2017, we really have to actually go look at it closer. So for example, we'll actually change the chart, make that into at least a 12-hour or a daily time frame to check what are the patterns forming here. See, this one is the current scenario, and if we compare it with 2017, we actually get multiple patterns and they show differences. But before we jump in deep into the chart, I'll actually take you guys through some updates as well. Now this is a tweet from Michael B, and he's showcasing you this. Common sense is actually required here because these giant companies are holding enormous cash. Previously, we actually discussed about Berkshire Hathaway or Warren Buffett's organization, which was actually having this much in cash. Now it's not only them. All of them are actually waiting for a sale, I mean a recession to go down and the price to happen in that way so they can buy so cheap. This is from Michael, and he's showing as per reports they are actually looking at a highly anticipated project to come out, and this will actually reclaim a pool of whopping 48 million for UK pension firms. Now one of my viewers actually asked, who is Kitao? For those who don't know, this is Yoshitaka Kitao. He is the chief of SBI Japan. He's a key player for the entire XRP community. This is the next one from the Cryptopolis, and he tweeted, this is stimulus of a different kind. Imagine what this will do to bank liquidity. Like for example, Italy suspends, now that's actually a tweet from Alexander's showing Italy suspends mortgage payment for the entire country of 60 million people. For some perspective, Aussie households have 3x mortgage debt than Italy. So if something similar is gonna happen all around the world, then central banks will have to do something really like this, and that can change their requirement, the liquidity needs. Now there's another one from Cryptopolis showing implicit and negative rates that a house selling for example, if we are actually jumping into a negative interest rate here in US. Now yes, there are countries in Europe where they already have this. Now we actually discussed in one of our video previously, say 2 months back, about a bank in Europe giving normal retail customers negative interest rate loans. So say for example, if you take 100,000 out, In 10 years, you only have to pay 95, so that you're being paid to take out loan. So if you consider the same aspect, he's showing you this. If you're buying a home here, say for 500,000, and after some years, it will be only like this, 300,000. So your purchasing power is actually dramatically reducing. Now, this one is showing you Ganesh Harmath from a tweet from Ganesh, and he's actually showing you a smell ripple is here. Now, this is from this is pointing out you the Monetary Authority of Singapore, and as we know, the presence of ripple is already established, well established in Singapore. So there is no doubt if they are gonna play a role in this. But still, Singapore Exchange have developed a settlement system for tokenized assets that can work across different blockchain. If you want to work across different blockchain using a tokenized asset for settlement, you need interoperability. Who actually offers that? End of the day, that's the XRP ledger or the interoperability layer, ILP, using the same asset XRP, right? If you guys like the content I provide on a regular basis, please do support the channel, hit the subscribe button and obliterate the like button. We'll start checking the chart from 2020 and 2017 to see what are the similarities in patterns and price fluctuation and what we expect. For example, in this one, we can see after the pump up, we consolidated like this. It was bearish, then we consolidated. So we actually made a pattern like this. So to start with, you can actually see there was a fake out just before the change in trend. Now that's in this cycle. If you actually look back in 2017, yeah, we had something similar, but the difference is we did that fake out and then we came back into the trading range, traded that inside that area for some time, and then broke to the next level or the next pattern. And the patterns look really similar, right? If you actually look at the pattern here, it was doing the same, then it moved into a different pattern which looks like, you know, it's a twin, almost similar. It's not looking like it's rhyming, it looked like it's repeating itself. Now the next one, you can actually see the top here, which is also again a fake out. Here also you can see similar thing as a fake out. Now what is common here is if you see this fake out before the change in trend, you have a similar fake out here. Now even the characteristics or the behavior of the fake out looks similar. Now yes, this is not confirmed whether this is a change of trend, but I assume that if this was happening here, this can also happen here. But what you have to keep in mind is last time when that happened, yes, that was a fake out, but the behavior was not similar. Still, last time when it happened, it took some time before the change into a next trend. But looking at the pattern here and the behavior of this pattern, I believe that we are actually moving into a new trend. Now what we are looking at is how high can this go, what exactly the price is doing. For example, from the bottom here to the top here, it's around 93% here in 2020. Now if we look back, say for example from this bottom to this top, if you want to get somewhere near, it's here till this top, which is 100%, because if you are going to take this one, that's way low. Based on the pattern, we are somewhere here and it should be something like that, but based on the price fluctuation which we are looking in today's video, we are somewhere here. Now yes, if we want to understand that, we have to check, say for example this head and shoulder pattern, then first small correction, then another small correction, say 18%, then a pump up, you know, the total pump up of around 1300%. When we actually look at the similar thing here, what we can see here is here the correction is 41% as of now, because we are bouncing from this level. So we can consider this as a correction, say for example 41%. Now when we compare that here, we don't have something similar in these price range as correction. What we have is this one up here, and that's 60%. Now that correction of 60% happened after the entire pump of 1300%. That's like 10-13 times lower than what we have here. Now if we actually zoom in to check, say for example this head and shoulder pattern which we are seeing here, say we tried it once, we came back below that, we went above that, faked out, came back below that and retested that area again, and then moved to the upside, And while moving to the upside, we got two patterns like this, small consolidations. Now, yes, from this chart, it's hard to understand or focus on that. So we'll actually go into that price point in this chart itself and try to show you guys about that. For example, we can see that head and shoulder pattern here, a similar move. If you recognize that, you can actually see where the price was at that time. Then we moved to the upside. And while we moved to the upside, we can actually see the similar thing happening here in terms of correction, a small one. Then again, a similar thing here in terms of correction. Now, this is the same thing which we are highlighting here too. Now, what if the same price fluctuation is not happening this time, just the pattern is similar? Then if you actually have to get, say for example, the total around 40-50% of correction, that happened somewhere here. And it actually happened after the pump of 1300%. So if that is the case, then say for example, the entire run up here to the top was around 8,500%. Say we take it from the bottom and we measure it till the top. So that was around 8,400, 8,500 in percentage. So if that is to repeat in the aspect we are seeing right now, then the price fluctuation will be a bit skewed, or the difference will be huge. Because say this 100% before the correction of 40%, for that cycle it was 1300%. So if we actually take from the bottom, measure it from the bottom in that aspect, it only gets like 100-150% to get up to here for that this particular cycle here. That's 1300. Now if we are actually looking at the next sun, as we just highlighted, up to here 8500%, you can actually check around say 600 or 650%. If you are considering that in that manner, say we'll just zoom a bit more out and take the price to that level where the price is around 600-650%. So that's somewhere around $1.3. Now, yes, if we are to reach there in a time, then we can actually also ensure that, say, for example, this 150% here and this 650% here kind of aligns if the price is actually moving in a broadening wedge. Now, yes, that is just our imagination. We are checking whether the price is going to move in that way, but it's not yet confirmed. Now, at the same time, what you have to understand is price is also making a rounded bottom here, and this one what you see here is also another fake out, and we are changing into a new trend. So it is still to be confirmed whether we are going to bounce from here, but as of now we see in a 2-hour chart or a 1-hour chart, as you go zoom in, you can actually see that we are actually bouncing to the upside, and we have already taken out the previous high here. So that is a bit of momentum for the time being. Now, as the stock markets across the traditional market is crashing, if we are getting the pump here, that's a good news. Thank you guys for tuning in to this price update, and if you received value from this video, please do support the channel, hit the subscribe button, and if you like the content, do obliterate the like button. I'll meet you guys on the next one. Bye for now.